Good evening, and welcome back to another episode of What's Your Story? Tonight we are sitting down with our new friend, Jason Coombs. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
So you came on our show because your wife, our employee, said, I don't want to do it, but guess who will?
Voluntold.
So I think she's actually going to come on a little later.
I
but
heard.
But thanks for stepping up
No
and
problem.
sitting down. And we knew we'd get her on here too.
Yeah.
But, so you are set at the University of New England. Well, let me just say you are the senior general manager, but of a company out of Pittsburgh. But you're here at the University of New England in Biddeford.
Correct.
So
Biddeford and Portland. We have
Biddeford and Portland.
Yes.
That's right. And what is the company in Pittsburgh?
So it's called Parkhurst.
Okay.
It's a family-owned company out of Pittsburgh. The company celebrated 75 years this year. Actually.
Wow.
26 or 27 years for Parkhurst, but our parent company is Eaton Park.
Okay.
And Eaton Park is a restaurant it's in the Pittsburgh area. It's well known, kind of almost like a Denny's type, like you would consider around here.
Yeah.
Like a nice high-end family restaurant, and it's been around, like I said, 75 years. It's owned by the Broadhurst family, and when they got into higher ed, contract food service, and they also do corporate dining. Their last name is Broadhurst, and Eaton Park. It came up with Parkhurst for Parkhurst Dining.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. So where did you grow up, Jason? Did you grow up in the Pittsburgh area?
No. I grew up in Rhode Island, actually. Southern Rhode Island, Jamestown, which is an island right near Newport.
I think that's where I fell in love, just so you know.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, my husband went to URI.
Oh, yeah.
So we went on a little trip and we took a picnic out on Jamestown.
Yes. Did you go to Beavertail or Fort Wetherill?
We went to the fort, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I lived right near Fort Wetherill. So it's coming full circle to live up here in southern Maine. It reminds me a lot of that southern coast of Rhode Island.
Yeah. So you grew up there. Did you go to the culinary school there?
So I didn't. I actually wanted to get out of Rhode Island when I turned 18, believe it or not. Yeah, it was just like on an island, and you just wanted to get out and explore. I ended up, a lot of people said, you're Rhode Island, you must have went to Johnson & Wales. Well, I didn't. I actually did 2 years of school at New Hampshire College, which is now Southern New Hampshire University, but it was a small New Hampshire college back then. And then I transferred to the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, in the industry, they call it CIA.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say Johnson & Wales is not the real one, but the CIA at the time was only culinary.
Mm-hmm.
It was either culinary or baking. That was it at the time. So Johnson & Wales, even at that time, was other majors too as well.
That's right. Yeah. So. I don't want to diss them.
Yeah. No.
So you were there. What were you studying? Did you
culinary?
The whole.
So at the time, it was associate's degree only, and it was a 2-year program. It was all year long, and you either got culinary or baking.
Okay.
Now they have master's programs and bachelor's programs there, but at the time, it was only associate's degree, 2-year year-round program, and you did what's called an externship for 18 to 20 weeks, where you went out and worked in the industry before you came back and finished your restaurant row. They had 5 restaurants on campus.
Okay.
So you finished your final stint was when you got back from your externship, you did what's called restaurant row.
Oh, okay.
And you worked both front of the house and back of the house of the restaurants.
Okay. Whenever I watch a movie or a show, like, The Bear most recently, is it as high pressured as it?
No, I think that's I think maybe some of the high-end Michelin star restaurants maybe still might be like that, but it's a lot different now because you can't be that yelling chef in the kitchen.
Yeah.
The workforce out there right now, wants a better work life. They want that work-life balance. They want it to be able to be a healthy work environment. So no, I would say definitely not. I've been in the contract food service business now since 2001, so I'm going on 24 years, almost 25 years, and No, you can't have yelling chefs in the kitchen like that anymore. But there probably are still some private restaurants and some high-end restaurants that might be still similar to that.
Yeah. So do you still get in the kitchen and?
I've helped out on many events, but I try not to. I try to let my chefs handle that, and 9 times out of 10 they do. But I've also been able to roll up my sleeves and help out when needed.
Yeah.
I cook at home.
You cook at home. Yeah. What's your favorite thing to cook?
It's the question I get often, right? And I think I like to cook a lot of foods, right? But I think some of my favorite things to do is to make something out of nothing. You know, to have that mystery of like going in the fridge and creating something.
Yep.
I also, you know, I like to make lots of stocks and sauces and soups and stuff like that. I think lobster bisque is one of my favorite things. So I'd say lobsters, I mean, soups and sauces are one of my specialties.
My husband and I call that the leftover cafe.
Yes.
So he's so good at that. Like he'll open up the fridge and take out whatever's there and make a whole new dish. It's kind of fun.
Well, they say the sign of a really good chef is one that can fix a problem, right? And make something out of nothing, right? And that's really the sign of, I think, the sign of a good chef is also one that can also teach and be a leader in the kitchen.
Wow. So right now, when you're at the University of New England, what does your typical day look like?
So we're pretty busy all year long. We have our ebbs and flows. You know, the fall semester comes in strong with move-in and new freshman class. We stay busy. We do all the catering on both campuses. We feed all the students and the faculty and staff. So we're pretty busy. We have 5 locations on our Biddeford campus and 2 locations on our Portland campus, soon to be 3 locations. When I say the locations, those are food service options. And our Biddeford campus is all undergrads, mostly all undergrads. And Portland campus is all graduate students, is not residents. So our Biddeford campus, we have the resident students that eat 7 days a week out of our main dining area, which we'll do close to, during the week, we'll do close to 2,000, maybe a little over 2,000 meals a day, like 2,200 meals a day. It's all you can eat operation. And then they have 4 other retail options for them. We have a Starbucks, we have a 365 24/7 self-checkout market.
Okay.
I brought you guys some candies from some of our market. We try to do local as much as possible. So roughly 21% of our purchases are coming locally. And it could be from a small mom and pop, only women-owned business or anything, something that gives back to the community. So we try to partner with that.
Great?
So some of the candies that I bought today are from a company in Maine that's doing some old school candy packaging.
Oh, wow.
So we try to, you know, be good stewards and sustainable. And one of the things with Parkhurst is we do we have gold standards in our core values, and a lot of our food, 99% of our food is made from scratch. We do our own stocks, our own sauces, our own marinara sauces. We're breading chicken, we're breading fish. So we stay very busy.
So is there a Michelin star for college campuses?
There isn't. There are some rankings out there, and UMass Amherst always seems to get #1 every year. I think they have a really good marketing department, but I would say our food is really good. So the day in a life is getting together with the team, talking about menus, talking about catering stuff that's coming up, meeting with clients, meeting with students, meeting with managers and staff. So I have 6 managers underneath me, and we have probably a total of 200 employees. Between the 2 campuses. So we stay pretty busy.
And I sometimes I see the tent up on the lawn. And I know that it's not just about graduation anymore or the opening. I mean,
correct. We're busy all year long.
So
probably the only time we're not busy is during Christmas and New Year's. We actually shut down, and the phone doesn't go off and the emails are pretty slow. But we do a lot of orientations in the summer. We do a lot of camps in the summer. We even do weddings. We've done weddings.
Wow.
We have the UNE has a conference services department that books camps in the summer for Biddeford, but we also have a conference center up in Portland. So we're also doing a lot of catering in Portland as well.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we stay. And then right now coming in, we have spring break coming up, but after that, even spring break, we have a lot of catering going on. It gets really busy right through to graduation. Then we have a little break before summer sessions. starts with summer camps and conferences.
So is this what brought you to Maine? Because before Maine, you were at...
So before I was Maine, I was working for a smaller contract food service for corporate dining out of a family-owned business out of New Hampshire.
Okay.
And I did that for 2 years.
Yep.
But prior to that, I was working for Chartwell's, which is owned by Compass Group, which is the largest food contractor in the world. I worked for them for about 18 years at 2 different universities, Worcester State University and Eastern Connecticut State University.
Okay.
But as things happen, you make connections. There was a gentleman who hired me into Chartwell's back when I first got into contract food service, and he ended up becoming the vice president for Parkhurst.
Okay.
And he happened to reach out to me, and they had just gotten UNE as a contract, and they were looking for a senior general manager at the time.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
The rest is history.
Yeah. So we mentioned Rayanne at the beginning. I did not want to throw her under the bus at all. I absolutely love your wife, by the way. She is our new employee here at the library. She's been with us since December. She's one of those people that I feel like I've known forever.
Yes.
There's something about her that's just really extra special with all ages.
Yes.
You know, so.
Yes.
And you have a 7th grader.
7th grader,
right?
Correct.
And so I see how I met him a few weeks ago, and yeah, it's so nice to have you all here in Maine and in Kennebunkport.
We love it, and when the opportunity arose to come here, Rayanne had never lived outside of Massachusetts, and when I came home and said, "Hey, I have this opportunity," and she didn't hesitate. She was like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
And
wow.
I said, "Well, you pick where we want to live," because we have a child going. At that time, he was 7 years old and was going into, 3rd grade. And I said, "You pick where you want to live." And we looked about schooling, and we heard that Kennebunk had a good school system, and the rest is history. We ended up in Kennebunkport, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't really know much about the area. We'd been to Maine. I actually lived in Bar Harbor my freshman year of college.
Yep.
But I've never really been to this part of southern Maine before, and we love it. We fell in love with it. She loves it. And like I said, it kind of reminds me of South County, Rhode Island area where I grew up. And it has that feel to it as well.
So when you're out and about, do you like to go to farmers markets?
I do. Actually, we have... we got a great partnership that we have on campus where we try to buy local. And one of the things is in our main dining area, we just brought on last year Harris Farms.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Harris Farms?
Yep.
Great operation.
Yep.
We are the only college and university that they're supplying milk to for our main dining area.
Oh, wow.
So all of our milk up in our main all-you-can-eat facility is all Harris Farm. We get it fresh delivered every week. I love to go out to their farm stand. I love to get their, they just made some yogurt for the first time last summer. I bought some yogurt. They have a relative that's doing the turkey pies.
Yeah.
And I love to buy local. I live right down around the corner from Wolf Farm, their family.
Okay. Yep.
And I love to go there and stop in there and the 5-acre farm right there off of Pool Road.
Yep.
So as much as I can, I like to buy local.
Yeah. It's fun going to, I discovered the one in Scarborough on Sundays.
Oh.
And that's my day off. So I get to, I will make a point to drive up there and they have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And it's some of the people from Gerard, Josh Gerard, who has a place out in Waterboro. He'll be there on a Sunday. And Harris used to be I live in Saco and used to be in Saco, and they just found that it was I think not having enough people to come to the market to sell. So, but it's fun. I think more fun when you can go explore.
Exactly. I've been to the Thompson Point on the the Makers Market.
Yep.
Been there a couple of times.
Yep, that's
we
fun.
like that too. So yeah.
But there's nothing like, especially this time of year, nothing like if you can find fresh produce or like goods to make a good salad. I think we're getting, as time goes on, we get luckier with what we can find in the stores, and so
the Maine has a lot to offer.
Really
do.
Yeah. So, any big events you have coming up?
Yeah, we do actually. We're currently on campus. We have the College of Osteopathic Medicine that's moving up to the Portland campus. Now that's graduate students. They built they're trying to keep all the health sciences on one campus.
Yep.
So that's a big to do, and we've got a big event, kind of a first look event coming up on there.
Yeah.
And then we have a lot of conferences that are coming up into the Portland area.
Yeah. Wow.
And April is just busy with end of the school year events that's coming up, awards,
I don't know how you keep it all straight.
Semi-formals, graduations, white coat ceremonies. Yeah, we stay once spring break, even the spring break, we have match day for the College of Osteopathic Medicine, which is a big event. So we stay pretty busy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because UNE made an announcement, was it end of year last year, about, how like the pay, there was a something that they were offering students.
The merit for somebody who has like a certain grade point average and can stay in the housing for the 4 years. Yeah. It's great. It's a great option.
Yeah.
And they've got a couple of new majors. So with the College of Osteopathic Medicine moving up to the Portland campus, it opens up some room down.
Right.
So they're really concentrating on some new majors on the Bedford campus. So it'll be interesting to see how that helps with enrollment going forward. We have currently there can be right now a cap of about 1,500 in residence. So during the fall semester, we have like about close to 1,460, and then the spring semester melts off because you do get some people that study. We also have a campus over in Tangiers.
Oh, wow.
So they can do a semester over in Tangiers.
Okay.
So you get 60 or 80 students that'll go over there, but there's also study abroads that happen too.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people have senior year where they'll graduate in December. So spring semester's numbers usually are small, and that's generally in most universities, are a little smaller than the fall semester.
Wow. Right. It's more than just going to college, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So as we start to wind up our interview, I like to do a little fast fire round.
Sure.
One word answers.
I'm ready for you.
Okay. Oh, by the way, how do you like my sister's coffee?
Which is your sister's coffee?
The little concoction I made.
Oh, I loved it. In the bottle, yeah, that was delicious. Very good. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't my best batch, so I'm gonna have to. I wanted to wow you as being the chef. I wanted to wow you.
Well, we have a new vendor that we're bringing on campus, the new 365 market in Portland, which we have this what's called a serenade machine. It's a grind and brew, like literally grinds the coffee right there for you. Boom.
Yeah.
And we're partnering with Wicked Joe, so they gave me some of their organic coffee. So I had it with some of my local Wicked Joe coffee. It was delicious.
Awesome. All right, rapid fire. Ready? Okay. Favorite movie?
Jaws, the original one.
Oh, I like
First
that.
one.
Do you have a favorite book?
My favorite book is probably David Brown, the one with Tom Hanks in the movie.
Oh, the Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, Dan Brown. Yeah.
I don't read a lot of books that often, but I read that book, and probably it's not a lot of readers that read all the time might say, "Wow, that's." I read that. I don't think I put it down.
It caught
the Da Vinci Code. I read that quick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about your favorite things to make, but if somebody said, I've got these 5 ingredients here, make me something. Like what would it be a pasta dish or a something in the crock pot or?
No, it would definitely be something that would be sauteed, something delicate that would be nice and it may be controversial a little bit. I like foie gras.
Okay.
So it'd probably be something with foie gras and maybe
nice.
pan-seared foie gras with like a berry compote or something like that with a brioche toast
Mike
point.
Kelly, I'm getting hungry. That sounds really good. That sounds really good. How much does a presentation matter when you're putting a plate together?
It matters. Well, with food, it's all the senses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So presentation is definitely a big part of that. Mm-hmm. It's usually the first thing you see.
Yep.
And then you smell, and then you taste, and then it's the texture, right? So presentation is like your first impression, right? So
do you do that at home when you're cooking?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, fun. So I get out at 6.
Yeah. My wife is always, when I make dinner, I'll always say, like, she'll say, you don't have to plate mine up, but I like to plate it up.
It's kind of fun, isn't it?
It's the framework of your hard work, right?
Coolest place you've ever been?
As far as to eat or just visit?
Visit.
Coolest place.
Not temperature-wise.
Not temperature-wise. I would have to say, I've been a bunch of times, but St. Lucia is pretty cool. Yeah.
Mike, have you ever been there? St. Lucia? No?
And there's this resort there called Ladera.
Okay.
And I took Ray in there for Valentine's Day. It's up on the high on the rainforest that overlooks Sugar Beach in between the two pitons.
Oh.
And if you stay there, each room is only 3 walls that look down onto Sugar Beach, and they all have their own private pool. I couldn't afford to stay there, but we had Valentine's dinner there one night, and the sun was setting right there, and all the furniture is handmade, carved out of the wood. Beautiful, beautiful spot.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Favorite restaurant? Would that be it?
One of them, actually, one of my favorite restaurants, actually in Quebec City.
Oh.
Saint Amour. It's inside the old city wall.
Okay.
They have a beautiful. It's like a house, but they have a garden room.
Saint Amour.
I can see it. And it's still there. And they do really good foie gras there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But service and the food was impeccable.
That's on my bucket list to go to. I've never been to Quebec
City. You feel like you're in Europe without going
everyone
there.
says,
and it's not that far of a drive from here. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's so nice to meet you. We love your wife. We want to keep her.
Okay, we can share her.
So, and good luck with everything at the university. It is.
Well, I have a great crew there, and I probably couldn't be here right now without having the great crew that I have there that gets things done every day, and and it's the core values of our company that trickles down to our hourly employees, and we're there. Our core values is to put a smile on everybody's face, right? That's their Smiley Cookie is their thing that's been out since the 70s, and that's really what we try to live every day.
I think we feel the same way here. It's so easy to be kind to people, isn't it?
Yes.
And if that's part of your daily makeup, then
exactly. And we get the students are stressed with their classes, and we want them to come in there and feel comfortable and not stressed coming into our dining facilities. That
is so awesome. Yeah. Could I go in off the street and eat?
Yes, you can. We have a lot of people in the Hills Beach community that come in. Okay. We have a gentleman's group that comes in every Thursday morning. Yeah. And have breakfast together. We reserve a table.
Are they like the Romeos, retired?
Kind of like the Romeos. Kind of like the Romeos. Yeah. And then we've had other groups in Kennebunk. The center came in for lunch. We've had the Kennebunk Rec that's come in for lunch.
Good to know.
And we have, everybody's welcome.
That's awesome.
And it's a one price all you can eat. Can't beat it. It's got the best view. We're on the 3rd floor overlooking the Saco River. And if you're lucky, you'll get a bald eagle to fly over in front of you.
There's a few out there.
Yeah. I know you probably see them from
across
the river right there.
Yeah. And there's been a few that have kind of made our spot theirs. So
yeah, there's a family. I see them after being there all year long, and I've seen them training their young out there, yelling at them flying, and it's pretty interesting.
We're in a very special corner of the world, aren't we?
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for sitting down with us tonight.
Thank you.
And thank you to our producer, Mike Kelly. And thank you all for being with us tonight. And we'll see you back here next time for another episode of What's Your Story?